Morning. Hi. How you? I feel like I've got crazy hair today. Crazy everything today. Happy Wednesday, my friends. If you are joining us live, please say hello in the comments. If you're catching this video on the replay, throw up a hashtag replay into the comments and make sure you still continue to join the conversation. And welcome to it. I don't know about you, but the wasps are so annoying this time of year. I think maybe they've left me alone for a little bit. I did a couple of other meetings yesterday online outside, and I feel like I was the crazy person that kept like dodging in and out of the screen. But it's fine. Just going to give you a moment to connect in. Kathy, good morning. How's the start to your Wednesday? Jesse, good morning. Are you coming to the bull riding this weekend? Cheryl, morning. Kevin, good morning. Kelly, good morning. Ange, good morning. How is everybody feeling on this Wednesday? It's a cool start to the morning. I think that's one of the things that, I don't know, either you love fall or you don't love fall is kind of how it works for a lot of people. And one of the things, like I do really love fall. Summer is my jam. And I like a lot of things about spring. And I like a lot of things about fall. Not really a winter girl. Anyway, oh, good, Jess. I really hope to see you this weekend. I think it's going to be good. The one thing I like about fall is the cool nights followed by warm days. And so sometimes you get those cool mornings too that feel nice. So we got coffee, blankets. We're ready to hang out on the deck. Yeah. I was trying to think of what we should talk about today. Feel free to throw something up in the comments if it's on your mind that we should connect about, chat about, share some thoughts on. I feel like still the biggest topic of, I feel like I've got coffee all over my face. The biggest topic of conversation is still really, there's so much talk about the passing of the Queen, but I think it's because the meme people, not meme, M-E-M-E, wait for opportunities like this to just release all the content they've been working on forever. I feel though like one of my favorite, I don't know if you saw it or not, but one of my favorite memes that has come out of this time frame is, I don't know, Charles. Do we call him king yet? I don't even know. But it was like, the first day of school photos that everybody puts up and they're all holding the chalkboard with like what they love and what they want to do. And so there was a really cute one of Charles being like, it's the first day as king. He loves Camilla, what he wants to do. That one made me laugh out loud. Most of them are whatever, but that one made me laugh. The birds are chirping today. They've got things to say. What's on your minds? How are you feeling? I can't believe we are mid-September already. This time thing is going by so quickly. Thank you again to Elaine for joining us on the show on Monday, talking about our National Day of Encouragement. I hope you took a moment to send an encouraging message or something to somebody that day. It was such a crazy day coming out of Canadian Country Music Week. I really should still be napping, but it's all right. It's funny to think of, I don't know if this is an aging thing, but maybe you can relate because maybe it's even when you used to go to rodeos or you used to go to Stampede or you used to attend different events. And same with Country Music Week for me is you used to be able to just, you could go, you'd be in seminars and giving talks all day. You'd be hosting stages or going to different functions all night. Like it's like you would go 24/7 for 5 days and you'd be fine. Now it's like, I stayed up past 9:30 p.m. And I don't know if that's COVID that broke me or that I'm old now, but it was like, man, I haven't stayed up this late in so long. How do people do this on the regular? I don't even know, but such is life. Such is part of the joy of us shifting and changing and aging and all of those fun things. Um, yeah, it was a good week though. What else? What else do we want to talk about? What else is coming up? There's like you heard me talking about asking Jesse if he's coming. Jesse is a photographer who takes some great photos, and we met at a bull riding in Cochrane. Ooh, that was a weird. My computer alerted me that an email came in, but it sounded like it was freaky. Anyway, somebody's on edge today. I don't even know what to say. Oh, we met at a bull riding in Cochrane. And so there's a bull riding in Strathmore this weekend, right, Mike LaBelle? He says, oh, you're not old, my friend. Yeah, you're being sweet today only because we have an event this weekend and you're older than me. But yes, Strathmore, Saturday. It is called Last Cowboy Standing, and it is going to be a fun event. So if you are in Southern Alberta and you want to come hang out with us on Saturday, we would love to see you. We're going to post some details about that shortly. Jesse says, I'm now over 30 and I'm good with being in bed at 9:30. Well, I feel, yeah, I'm just over 30 as well, Jesse. So I think we're on the same page. I guess we are men of honor. Lies should not become us. Tara says, what's on her mind? Cold and flu season has started. I'm watching you from bed today. Oh, everybody wish Tara get well soon. Yeah, it's the fall. All the germs. I don't know. I feel like they're always around, but they do seem to creep up a lot more in the fall, don't they? Good morning, Karen. How are you? I haven't seen you in such a hot minute. We really need to have a coffee. How's things in your world? What's new? What's shaking? What else is on your mind today, my friends? I just thought really I didn't have a guest today and just really wanted to connect and say hello, see how you guys are doing, have some fun. Got some cool things planned. I started, if you're in High River, and again, it's coming soon, the online version, I swear, but started meditation classes at the Monroe Barn at Shepherd Family Park on Monday. And oh, what a cute venue. It was so beautiful. I don't know if you saw the photos, but we had such a good night. So a huge thank you to everybody. There is still space if you would like to sign up because there's 2 classes per night. One's at 6:15 and one's at 7:15. And would really love to have you come out. If you've never tried meditation before, you're welcome to just come give it a try. Join the full 7 weeks that we have left if you like. And it's really just a night to come and book some time for you to relax, to learn a practice, to work on our mental health, to take a break. Simple dimple. We'll do an online version soon. You may have seen my friend Christy and I, we were talking about it last week on the show, doing a Reiki meditation combo that is customized directly to you. Let me know if you're interested in that. Sue, good morning. Oh, Cheryl's going to be there on Saturday. Good. We'll get to see you. Good morning. It's going to be good. That's really like the exciting things for me. I was looking at, in the fall, when you start to look towards like the calendar of what you have coming up. And friends, October is going to be an interestingly busy month. There's a lot of cool things going on. And I get the opportunity to work with a number of social profit organizations throughout the year, and 3 of the social profits that I work with are having their fundraising galas in October. So I get to feel like a gala hopper in the month of October. So that's going to be really cool, I think. So I'm looking forward to sharing more details of that with you. No matter where you watch from, any community events that you have coming up in your communities, throw them up in the comments. Maybe you got something cool going on, and somebody from somewhere around your neck of the woods is going to see this and come and be a part of it. I think that's pretty cool. What else do you know? I keep staring in my cup because at one point I looked down earlier this morning and there was like a wasp just chilling out on the edge of the cup having a walk, and I was just terrified for a moment that he'd fall in and I'd drink him. Wouldn't that be the most horrific thing? Or getting stung on the lip. Ooh. Natural lip filler. They're just so weirdly dopey and slightly aggressive this time of year. Angie, you got bowling starting up. That sounds fun. Where do you bowl? In Okotoks? What else is on your mind today? Yeah, we're planning some. Okay, here's what I would love to get your 2 cents from since you're hanging out and having fun. Oh, Diane. Friends, it's Diane's birth date today. So, as we have been learning from our friend Winston, we're celebrating our birth date and our next level of life. So, friends, if you could wish Diane a happy birthday in the comments, that would be amazing. Last day of 40s, not sure how I feel about it. And it's funny, why do we feel, I don't know if you want to respond to this, Diane. I'm not meaning to put you on the spot in particular, but I think this is a generalized sort of topic that we've talked about around birthdays before, is why do we feel so, whatever emotion is that you're feeling down, like you're not sure how you feel about um, the last day being 39. What, why? Why does that, why does aging frighten us or make us feel leery or concerned, or what happens? What is it about the aging process that makes it? Is it a societal thing? Is it something you were taught? You know what I mean? What is it about us that makes us fear having that next birthday? I love it. I remember the year that I turned 40, which was very, very recently. Doesn't matter. Oh, last year in your 40s, so you're 49, not 39. I'm good with the math, Diane. Still, girl, I would have guessed you were 39 looking at your photo. So there you go. I remember when the only time that I really felt like weird about age is on my 40th. I remember having a moment thinking, I remember as a child when my mom turned 40, when it was my mom's big 40th birthday party. And I remember as a child thinking like, she is so old now. Right? You just, from a kid's perspective, 40 seems like this outrageously old age. And then when you get there, you realize how young 40 truly is. And you think back to, I don't know, I think that's like part of, if you have kids or even that aging process, when you can compare it to a parent or a guardian or somebody in your life. It was interesting for me to think like, man, how young my mom really was at that age and what she was doing and how she was raising us as kids and what that looked like. And I think she was so old, and I think back to how now I'm like, she was so young. So it's kind of interesting what that can sort of feel like when you sit in a moment to reflect in that current moment piece of it. So happy 49th, Diane. I am excited. We are going to have a huge party next year, right? We got to celebrate it. Jesse says it's because time never stops. Is that why you think that's why we fear aging or fear birthdays? I don't know. Good morning, Pamela. Glad to have you here. It's Cheryl's birthday month this month too. So happy birthday. Celebrate for the whole month, right? I do that. It's so much fun. Diane says, I think it's perception. Am I old? Should I have met certain milestones by now? Career, travel, right? Yeah, but where do those milestones come from? You know what I mean? Are those milestones put on to us by our own goals and dreams and aspirations? Or are they milestones that are put onto us by society or teachings we've got from our own parents, right? Because there was so much I remember in my 20s when I'd hit 25 and I was like, geez, like I should probably get married right away. I need to start having kids. I have to accomplish something by the time I'm 30, right? But those, I don't think those were if I would have had I guess the wisdom in my 20s to really sit with what those milestones wanted to be for me personally, I don't know if I would have agreed that I wanted to hit those milestones uh, at those ages for myself. I have zero regrets on um, the relationships that I've had and the child that I have. And when those things happen, like everything happens in the divine timing that it is supposed to. I have no regret of it. But I don't know if I really would have sat with it if I would have done it then. Does that make sense? So I wonder, Diane, my challenge to you is sitting with like what do those milestones really look and mean like to you personally? What have you wanted versus what do you think that you should have wanted? Right? It's hard to pull ourselves out of that mindset of um, is that really my thought and my feeling and my true inner peace, or is that something I'm conditioned to believe? Does that make sense? And so I'd be curious where that really sits for you of what you wanted. And I think we think that a lot, but where in the world truly does it say that we have to do anything by any age? We don't. That's all conditioning of life. That's all creating what a success plan should look like for ourselves and defining what success means. Right? A lot of times we think, okay, you have to make a certain amount of money, be a certain place in your career, have achieved certain things by a certain number that we've held over our heads to be this. Really, at the end of the day, is it driving you or oppressing you? Like, I think we overthink those pieces or we glob onto something else. But if we really sat in it and you sat into yourself, Diane, is like, what have you accomplished so far? Right? Take a look back in like, I don't know all of your pieces well enough to just start splooting them off, but I bet that you've accomplished some pretty incredible things in these last 49 beautiful trips around the sun that are pretty phenomenal. And if you sat, and maybe that's a cool, fun birthday challenge, is sit and think about not what you haven't done, but what you have done. And not where you haven't been, but where you have. What kind of and like look back at the relationships you did have, and not with if those relationships have ended that they've been failures, but what was so great, what was the great piece of that relationship, what were the gratitude moments of what that person, whether it be friendship, love ship, whatever that looks like, what are those gratitude pieces that have come from those relationships that you've had in that lifespan? Right? Like if we wrote lists of the things we have done, have experienced, have felt, those lists are beautiful, friends. And the list of things you haven't done are just ideas for what else you could do in the beautiful amount of time you have left. Because we don't get to choose what the time frame looks like. We don't get to choose what the end date is. We only get to choose what we do in every moment of every day as it happens. And I think when we reflect back, it's not to feel shitty about what we did or didn't do. It's about just like, yeah, the me of 2 years ago wouldn't have thought about that or wouldn't have done that or wouldn't have expressed myself in that way. Like those are really cool milestones. How much joy do you experience in a day? That's an incredible milestone. Like Angie, you share the only milestone I hit was graduating, nothing else. Angie, you have tons of milestones. Don't define them by the rest of the world's. A milestone is honestly smiling at someone every single day. Do that for a week. That's a milestone. right? Like define it how we want to define it. Karen says, life would be pretty boring if we were all trying to meet milestones at the same age. Each of us have our own paths. Well, and if we were all hitting the same milestone at the same time as the other group of people, right, that we would know in our lives that are the same age as us, you'd kind of be like, oh, yeah, no, yay, there's your milestone today. And maybe some of us don't want, like, not everybody's path is going to, so much milestone goes around. I think the traditional ones, right, are being married, having children, having a successful career. Lots of people don't want to get married or don't find the person that they click with or don't want that goal. Some people don't want to have children or can't. Some people's success definition of career looks really different than, like, we can't all be, I don't know, bazillion-dollar CEOs of global companies or whatever somebody's milestone success of work looks like. We're not all created to be that. We're all created to be all the moving pieces of this puzzle all the time. And it's when we start to compare our milestones to other people's milestones, it steals our joy. I always say comparison is the stealer of joy. And Cheryl says, getting up every morning is a milestone for me. And it is, like, think about that. Like, when I open my eyes in the morning, I like to allow some natural sunlight to come in, and I lay there for a moment and I just be like, today is going to be the most amazing day. I am so grateful that I get to be a part of this day. Right? Does that make sense? I could ramble. Helen, good morning. It's so good to have you here. So yeah, it was a really loud delivery truck. Right? But we need that delivery guy, right? He might not feel like his milestone is delivering parcels, but I'm sure grateful because I didn't feel like going to the store. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Anyway, I love that, Diane. Thank you for allowing me to go on a tangent about milestones this morning. But I would love you to sit and write down all the cool things you have done. And it's not even just the doing, it's the feeling, it's the expression, it's the people, it's the things. And I bet you that list is way more incredible than the one you think you haven't hit. And I feel like even if it's not your birthday, let's just all have birthdays with Diane today and maybe take a minute. Honestly, it doesn't have to take long, 5 minutes. Write your list. What are the things that you have accomplished? What are the things that you have done in your life that you feel pretty freaking amazing about? Put them on a list and just take a look at it, and then have some gratitude for how great that list is. And probably in the prior to, for most of us, the prior to, we didn't know we would do those things or feel those things or have relationships with those people. It just happened. So sitting today, we have no idea per se, outside of if you're planning a specific vacation or a holiday or whatever. We don't know those other milestones that we're going to hit moving forward. They're just going to come into our lives in beautiful different ways. And we don't know that. So even when you look back and see like, oh, those were some really cool things. Man, do you wonder what's next? Does it excite you? What's next? It excites me. What's next? Does the Amazon guy know you by name? Mine does. I've never actually got to speak to any of them. Most people deliver either when I'm online or I'm not home. But I'm sure he doesn't have to look up my address on the map anymore. Anyway, my friends, those are some thoughts on a Wednesday. Reminding you to take some beautiful care of yourself today. I have touched base with a number of beautiful people in my life, and some are struggling and some are doing okay. But just a reminder that you are really freaking important. You, my friend, are a part of this world for a reason, for greatness. You are loved and you are important. And I hope you have an incredible rest of your day. We will see you back here at 9 a.m. on Friday morning. So have a good couple days and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.